Welcome to another Titan Fitness unboxing video. Today we're unboxing the mass storage system, and this is a smaller 45-inch variant. The mass storage system will come shipped to you in two boxes. They're fairly similar sized. One is thicker and a little bit longer, and the other one's thinner and a little bit wider. In the first box that you see are the four uprights that make up the four corners of the mass storage system. And in the thin box in the back, there are the two shelves for stacking weights and or medicine and workout balls. From a packaging perspective, these boxes actually arrived in much better condition than some of the other gear I've received from Titan Fitness. There are only two areas of damage worth mentioning. They're both on this thinner box in the back. As you can see, there's one corner, and likewise, this corner is also torn open. Everything else seems to be relatively unscathed, which is an improvement from what I've received so far. Okay, enough about the packaging. Let's open these up and see what's inside. Let's put this to the side for a moment. As mentioned, here's the four uprights from Titan Fitness, separated with these foam blocks. Maybe I should go the other way with the plastic, away from the feet. There you go. Standard Titan Fitness workmanship, as far as I could tell, first glance here. 2x2 it looks like, and let's take a closer look. Okay, here's a closer look at one of the uprights. The weld as well as the finish. It's not the camera, it's not your eyes. That gusset right there is crooked. Okay. Small dent there. Just want to get a close-up of the finish for you so you could see on camera what I see when I open these things up. I think this is all what we've come to expect from Titan Fitness. Let's open the rest of them up and take a look and compare them all together. What they've done here is they've staggered the feet of two of them on one side and two of them on the other side. So this cardboard on the feet protects the pieces from each other. That's it for this box. Let's take a look. Here's a closer look at the 4 uprights that we've just unboxed. Definitely see some of the rubbing together from shipment, the imperfections in the finish there. Let me swing you around, take a look at the welds and the gusseting there. A bit crooked. We'll see how it holds up. Here's a close-up of that. All right. Let's open the other box. Here's the other box. Okay. As expected, here we have the 2 shelves. Let's open this one first, because the other one has something attached to it. Okay, you can see essentially 2 pipes connected by plated steel on either end. That's what makes up a shelf. It's pretty heavy, I'd say 10-ish pounds, maybe a little bit more. Here's the second shelf. And this one has a bag of hardware in it as well. So it comes folded in this cardboard pouch here. Set that aside for now. The second shelf is identical to the first, and the finish is what I would say typical Titan fitness. Not the prettiest welds, not the best finish, and you could just tell that the prep work was not really put in before finishing process started, and that's why you get some of the kind of ugly finish here that's pitted, not smooth, not even, and so on. So that's what I see on the shelves. Let's open the hardware packet. Okay. I don't see any instructions here. Some of the other boxes came with a flyer that tells you to go to a website to pull assembly instructions. So far I haven't seen anything like that here. you what these are. Brackets here. 2 of them, and I already see some finish that's completely blown off. We'll see where these go. And finally, a bag of bolts, washers, lock washers, and nuts. Doesn't look like anything's missing, or at least the bag is still sealed with no holes. We know we had a problem with that on the Titan Fitness 1,000-pound bench. You could look at that video elsewhere on my channel. Okay, that's it for the unboxing portion. Let's go put it together and see how it looks. Okay, I've decided to loosely bolt everything together here outside and then bring it up to the loft gym and make final adjustments there. Okay, here's a progress report with the first shelf bolted in. Number 1, make sure you get your feet faced correctly. As you saw in the video there, I had the feet faced the wrong way. You want them faced out to the sides because that's where the tipping hazard is. So make sure you get that correct, unlike me. And then these things, if you try to assemble it standing up by yourself, they will fall down, which is what happened to me as well. But so far so good. Let's go on to the next shelf. For the next shelf, I'm just gonna guess at the height right now. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out in the space that I have. So I'll take a guess here and then reassemble it if I need to once I have it upstairs in the loft gym. Okay, progress report in the second shelf went on much easier than the first one, just because you know what to expect now. And the hardware is very simple. You have a bolt on one side, secured by a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut on the other side. And that's the same for all 8 locations. Now back to these brackets. What they're actually designed to do is to stabilize the whole rack assembly. And they do that by going in between the 2 shelves, the upper and the lower. So they mount like this, facing out. They attach the uprights and they hold everything securely so you don't get the rattle, because with the shelf you essentially have pivot points, right? And these brackets will prevent that rack from pivoting and hold it solid. So let's bolt them up, 1 on each side. Okay, we've loosely assembled the mass storage system. So here you can see it in all its glory. Plastic caps on top of the all the uprights. Although slight damage to a couple of them. And slight damage to the finish on all the pieces really. But here it is. The hardware is kind of a gold color. It would be nice to have black hardware to match, but this is how it is on there. 41-inch folding rack as well. And you could see that power rack assembly, unboxing, installation video on my channel as well. Here are the brackets that I mentioned that are providing torsional stability here. Everything's bolted up. Just needs to be measured into the space and see how I want to work with my bumper plates on the lower rack here. And then maybe I'll end up dropping the shelf a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention before we head upstairs is that my hope with purchasing the mass storage system is that I'll be able to swap some of the accessories back and forth from my rack to the mass storage system. For example, I have the 41-inch folding power rack from Titan Fitness, and that one is 2x3. This one's 2x2. So if I want to move my dip station, for example, from the rack and store it here on the mass storage system by just clipping it on, that's not going to be feasible here, and that's a bit of a disappointment. The holes are too small, so the pin wouldn't fit, and the size of the upright itself is too small. So be mindful of that when you're ordering. Perhaps the taller, the larger mass storage system is sized the same as the rack, but that's not the case with the 45-inch one here. Okay, we're up in the loft gym. Let's get the flooring set up and bring up the mass storage system. For flooring, for the moment, I'm just using this cheap foam stuff from Costco. I think it's about 11 bucks per package. And here's the mass storage system. So I'm just mocking it up with some sets of 10s here just to see how it looks. And what I'm noticing is that I definitely have room to go down, I think, one hole in this upper shelf. And what will accomplish for me is give me more room up here, drop these plates down a little bit. The plan is to mount a TV right above the rack here. And by dropping the plates, I won't have to go up as high on the TV. I could mount the TV lower as well. So let me readjust the top shelf and mock it up again. Here's the mass storage system loosely assembled with the shelf dropped down to the third hole from the top. And you could see the plates now, if you put them on the top shelf, are almost aligned with the top. And we'll see. I mean, I may use top shelf for plates and the bottom for something else. It's not gonna be the most stable, but that's gonna be the easiest to pull plates off. We'll see how that works, but I think this is the setup I'm gonna go with for now. It allows easy reach into the bottom plate to pull them out. Plenty of space, no issues. And it minimizes the vertical overhead as well on the top shelf. So I think I'm happy with this. Let's tighten it all up and see how it looks loaded up. The nut side is 19 millimeters. The bolt side's 18 millimeters. So I'm gonna use 2 ratchets and 2 sockets of the appropriate size to tighten it all up. Let's do it. Okay, I don't know what it is with Titan Fitness, but one bolt on this side is 19 millimeters on the bolt side and a nut side, which is different than all the other ones so far. Weird. Okay, besides that one snafu with the one bolt being larger than all the others, it's all tight, went together very easy. Have the weight all right now on the upper shelf, and it's slightly unstable. So with having a little child around in the house, I'm not sure that that's gonna be the safest way to go. I think I'm gonna put the weights on the bottom for now and leave them there. So that's it for the mass storage system. I'll post a review after I have a chance to use it for a little while, give you my thoughts. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.